Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down. Today we're going to be talking about the One Piece trailer, the live-action adaptation. I'm not the biggest One Piece fan. I remember back in the day, I think when Borders Bookstore was still a thing, I bought the first 4 volumes, I think. Basically, whenever the short reindeer dude shows up with the top hat, I remember even as a child, I just shut the book and I said, I can't. I can't with this arc. I noticed that the show was going to take this trajectory that was like, oh, we're going to get done with an arc and then we're going to throw you into a new place, and I just simply could not do it. I was too fatigued, especially back then. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, that whole thing was 26 issues long, okay? Death Note's like 8 issues long. Yu Yu Hakusho was 15. Do you catch the trajectory of why I was like, I can't. I simply have nothing left to give. There's nothing against the show or people who like the show, even though we have to discuss that One Piece fans are... No, I'm kidding. I've seen a little inklings of what's been murmured about people, what they think of the show, but I just wanted to talk about this live-action adaptation of this trailer because it is, boy oh boy, it's something. Which, first off, I just want to start with the pros. Or actually, you know, I guess I should say, if you don't even know what One Piece is. One Piece is a never-ending story about pirates. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, is there a lot of collectible characters? There's too many to keep count. You like this character? You like this one? What about this guy? Whoa. That's awesome. But anyways, I went into this and I was thinking to myself, you know what? Who's producing it? Netflix. Oh, God. Oh, for the love of God. Did we learn nothing with Cowboy Bebop? Netflix, I'm pretty sure, is just banking on the fact that One Piece is like the longest running, the most sold show ever, and that the One Piece fans are of a special breed. So I think that maybe they're thinking that this is a safer bet. God, I have something in my fucking eye. I think that they're just thinking that this is a safer bet. Cowboy Bebop, a little more niche. Yes, it's a classic. People are like, it's one of my favorite animes ever. But it ain't pulling those One Piece numbers, bitch. For real. Which the trailer, first off, the ships look cool. I mean, like, I like the aspect of people taking cartoony elements out of shows and making practical sets out of them. So like Luffy sitting on top of the ship there. It's fun. I like that. I like the ingenuity of that. It's fun to think that somebody actually had to sculpt it, carve it out, and make it something, you know, that the actor could interact with and that they can film on. And then you kind of get the polar opposite where it feels like a Bollywood film where the character is so crystallized and so sharp, but then they do an intense, like a super intense blur in the background, which I'm pretty sure means it's like they're just filming on a green screen. A lot of Bollywood films do this, but I think to keep the focus on the character and not the 3D environment, they just blur the shit out of it. So it kind of looks like you're almost looking at the background, like squinting. And I don't know if that's also them trying to capture the idea of like, oh, this is like the manga where it's like the characters up in the forefront and the background doesn't really matter. It's less about the set dressing and more about trying to like bring in visualized representation of these comic panels. Manga panels, sorry. Don't want to upset people. Another thing too, Luffy's voice. What is that?
Together, we'd make a pretty good team.
I'm sensing a little bit of tension amongst the crew.
All great fighters call out their finishing moves.
No, they don't.
What are we doing with that? But then my friend showed me this part of the show, and the voice actor, I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor that did Ash in Pokemon.
Hey, wait! Do skeletons poop? Do skeletons poop?
How anybody could sit through 1,000 episodes of that, I simply don't understand. Listening to that one clip, it almost broke me. Just that one clip of that voice.
You wanna be in my pirate crew? Oh my God, I'm gonna be the Pirate King. That's crazy.
The most popular character to ever exist goes to Luffy. And you know, the action in the trailer looks just lifeless, weightless. The big reason that anime action scenes are so good is exaggeration. In animation, there's exaggeration, there's easing in, there's easing out, there's anticipation. It's all of these things that breaks all laws of physics and stuff, but it looks amazing because there's so much weight behind something that follow through and punch up, and the exaggeration of shapes and forms mixed in with 2D compositing and having it all flow together. That's like why anime fight scenes are so captivating. With live action, all of these things look just fucking terrible. And you know, the choreograph for the swords, I'm not gonna pretend like that's not impressive and cool, but like, God, watching Luffy do that uppercut to that dude, Jesus fucking Christ, it reminded me of like Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. What's your biggest inspiration? Are you doing like Ichi the Killer? Are you thinking Speed Racer? Not Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat, remember that? It was right before his other hit film, Love Guru. Remember that one? Yeah, that's a great era for Mike Myers. God, it's just, I don't know how to articulate my thoughts. Like, the Luffy character is just so annoying. Already, even that little quip he does at the end where he's like,
I'm sensing a little bit of tension amongst the crew.
Not a crew.
I believe that there's some turmoil amongst my crew members.
it's like, it feels like TikTok cringe or something. It feels like whenever you see those people who dress up on TikTok as the anime characters and they do that thing where they like lick their teeth and shit, you know what I mean? And they're doing like the fake idol walk. And they're like, that's probably racist. That's me trying to do Japanese. It feels like that. It has that same kind of energy of like, yeah, this is kind of quirky. It's like the Marvel humor that's already inside of anime, where it's, you know, the part where a character freaks out on somebody and they do like the low poly, cute, like waving arms. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And it's very cartoony and it's supposed to be like, that's silly. They're taking that, but they're just like, let's just TikTok-ify the shit out of it. It's just the line deliveries are just way too anime. Every cringe page on Earth has a compilation of people doing the anime cadence. My anime people talk like this, so I'm gonna talk like this. And it sounds fucking stupid coming out of a live action person. It's dumb! And this is gonna be dumb! It's gonna be shitty! And the thing too is that they're going to take this thing, which I don't even care about One Piece, but it's the aspect of like, you're gonna take this thing, it's gonna look shitty, and you know it's gonna look like shit. People behind the camera are like, this is cringe, I'm filming cringe, and it still gets released, only for you to fucking completely scrap it later on. What's the point? And you know, I always say this shit too, where I'm like, you know, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that it's cool. We'll see. But bro, I mean, like, even if it wasn't the other things, even if it wasn't the Bollywood, like, super blurred out shit, the fucking, like, cringe dialogue between the characters, bro, the fucking scene with the clown. And I don't care how accurate it is to the comics. Do you see how cringe that looks in a live action format? They're like, well, it looks just like this panel. It doesn't look good in real life. It's bad. It looks so bad. They're just sitting there like, it looks just like the manga. It looks shitty. Looks so cringe. Almost fucking rolled over. I almost had a heart attack, not from obesity. It's from the cringe. I want to cut that off right there. And then to have the gall, to have the balls, which good for you, Netflix. I mean, you fucking went, you're like, we don't give a fuck. To have the balls to end that video with the gum pistol thing, are you fucking kidding me? Hearing him say gum, I'm not even joking. I legally went blind for a moment. I was so shocked by how fucking stupid it was. It looked so cheap and so fucking dumb. And then he sounded so stupid. And then you get the punch, and you know that why they didn't show the follow through is because I bet you they have some cringe fucking reaction or hit where the guy falls down and it looks like they're trying to do some cartoony movement with it, and it probably looked fucking dumb. And they were like, well, we can at least do the stretch back so they know that he stretches still. But it's gonna look like Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat fucking quality shit. Quote me on it. As soon as you watch that fucking show, I want you to go watch Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers and try to tell me the difference in quality. I beg of you. Because try to think of the entire list of live action adaptations of animes. What have been some good ones? And sure, you could really split some fucking hairs and find some. Here's the general answer. None. You have Speed Racer, which is like okay. I mean, like it's like kind of cringy, but the visuals are good. People were telling me about some other shit like Alita Battle Angel. Fuck off. Alita Battle Angel. Wow, with Christopher Waltz. How did that not turn a profit? That's weird. That movie was so good. Anime, it doesn't translate into live action because it relies so heavily on exaggeration. And the whole thing too is people say like Ichi the Killer. Here's the thing about Ichi the Killer. It's not a shonen. You can't translate shonen shonen garbage into live action bullshit. You just can't. And people who said that the Death Note live action thing was good, you're high. You're fucking high. You're delirious. You have a Blu-ray copy of Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers, and it's your favorite movie ever. And of all the people to translate it, Netflix? You think Netflix is gonna do it justice? No! Netflix folds under any kind of pressure you put them under. How long was Cowboy Bebop out before that got just absolutely fucking tossed under the rug? A week max? Holy shit. As soon as this thing comes out and then people are like, yeah, that's fucking bad. It reminds me of that one Mike Myers film. What was it called? Cat in the Hat? They're gonna be like, burn it! Suppress it! Don't post any more about it! Oh my god! The moral of the story is obviously the fucking thing looks bad, and people who think it looks good, I don't know what the fuck you're looking at. Maybe you were thinking of the Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. Maybe you were looking at that. I don't know. I could be wrong. There could be live action adaptations that are good, but in the grand scheme of things, these things just do not translate. It has to be like a perfect marriage. I mean, like even stuff, the way that you do it is you have to have a competent director behind it. Like, I know it's not anime. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Edgar Wright killed that shit. I'm not even a huge Michael Cera fan, but the pacing of that movie, the way it was edited, the way that he used influences from the source material while he had his own vision for the film is what makes it stand out as such a nice thing. Who's even directing this? Who the fuck is even directing this? Steven Maeda, where the fuck that is.
Hi, I'm Steve Maeda. I'm the showrunner of One Piece.
The guy who was a producer on Lost, Daybreak, and CSI Miami. Do you think that they're big One Piece heads? Do you think that they've read all the chapters? I bet you they have. I bet you, yeah, Steven Maeda, the guy who is one of the top dogs on CSI Miami, I'm pretty sure he's really a big One Piece nut. I bet he could break down to me what all the gum-gums are. And then the other guy, how about Matt Owens? Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Luke Cage? The Defenders? He's a Marvel guy. No wonder the Marvel clips are, this is a perfect marriage. Never mind, it's gonna be gold. I don't know. I just was sitting there. I can formally predict that one. I'm gonna drop my jokes now. No more joking around. I'm predicting the show's gonna be bad. It's not gonna have more than the 8-episode run that it's allotted for now. And then I think that I do think within 4 weeks you'll hear that it's not getting renewed for a second season. That's my predictions. I want you to come back whenever this is, you know, let me know. I'm curious. I feel like I just had like I had a panic attack. Like I don't even know what the fuck I'm thinking. I actually want to see, like, in terms of a review, I bet you that the Cat in the Hat Mike Myers film will have a better, like, critic score. Do you think that's crazy to think? So this is, you know, that's my predictions. If you think it looks good, you should watch Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. That's like basically the other thing too. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. Just wanted to ramble at you for a bit. We're going to be talking about Boogeyman later on in the week, so stick around for that. I love you all. Hey, go fuck yourself! I saw people online talking about how the actress who's playing Nami, that her tits weren't big enough. I'm glad that that's what people are really upset about. I mean, dude, her tits aren't even that big. It's like, I'm sorry that this woman can't fit the fucking proportions of this cartoon character, dude. Yeah, why do you know girls have the waistline of Betty Boop? What the fuck's up with that? Her tits need to be huge. I'm horny.